Hello, this is Cryptolyze. I hope you are well. This Monday, 4 December 2023. It is with pleasure that we meet today to talk about MATIC, Polygon's crypto. As usual, we will divide this video into two parts. A fundamental part, we will come back to what is MATIC, what is Polygon, and what is POL, who is arriving in the ecosystem. And then, we will go to the graphs to project price, average, long-term on purchase prices of sale. And it starts right away. As a reminder, you always have the possibility of having free access to the educational course, which is a 60-hour training worth €400, which allows you to learn blockchain, crypto, investment, analysis technique, trading, everything to become profitable. Through 130 videos, 400 pages of guides, quizzes to find out where you are in your progress, and all for free. To have access to this lifelong training, simply use the platform of one of our partners. Everything is explained in the comments and descriptions. We will start by explaining what Polygon is. So Polygon is a blockchain which aims to provide developers with tools to be able to build decentralized applications. So yes, it's very simple to explain like that, but in fact it's much more complex, especially when we talk about Polygon, because historically they started as a sidechain to Ethereum, implying a blockchain that revolves around Ethereum and then became, officially, a layer 2 of Ethereum. That is to say that it is a blockchain which is based on top of Ethereum to validate transactions and then instantiate them on Ethereum, therefore benefiting from the security of Ethereum and offering a strong scalability solution. Alongside, they released the supernets, which are mini polygons, which are available to be able to develop your own blockchain privately and publicly if you wish. And then above all, they launched their Zeek rollup, which is their solution in terms of scalability, which allows you to use zero knowledge proof to be able to build a scalability solution on Ethereum. Therefore, the notion of their layer 2, and namely that last year in summer they announced precisely in 2022, July and August 2022. The launch of the first open-source compatible ZK EVM, in which they completely opened their code to make it available to everyone. Something which is a first, in fact, in the ZK field because it's really something which is intense. We know that there is a lot of development currently. There are a lot of players trying to have their own solution, and the fact of opening directly as open source is really something that is enormous. And on the side, they had lots of developments. They started to really work on the notion of scalability and their notion of place, of being layer 2 of Ethereum. And that's where we started talking about Polygon 2.0. Polygon 2.0 is the instantiation of a new token, renaming the old token, which was MATIC, to POL, by creating a new token called POL, but which will be identical to MATIC, okay? It's just that you can't rename a token on the blockchain. You have to create a new one and actually transfer the liquidity from one to the other. What is really important is that above all this, 2.0 ecosystem is the culmination of 3 years of work in relation to the different developments that they may have had, and that is the strength of MATIC. It is Polygon's strength is their ability to be able to evolve and be able to adapt. It's really something that is extraordinary, and when we look at the solution that they are putting in place, it's a layer 2 solution, but not only because they released a CDK, which means Chain Development Kit. So generally a development kit to build your own blockchain, and which will be instantiated on everything that Polygon offers, with the possibility of being able to interface here directly in the staking module, so we can use the security of Polygon, which itself uses the security of Ethereum. We can use the part of Validium, which allows transactions to be validated directly. We can use the ZK EVM directly, if we wish, of Polygon to instantiate itself, and therefore all of this will be used and will use, POL, to be able to validate all of the transactions and validate security. And there we see it clearly, the CDKZ chain, which allows all the blockchains to be instantiated, therefore Cone CT2 CT3. See, for all that, these are new blockchains which are built with the CDKE chain, and which allow the use of all of Polygon's technology, and which will in all cases use POL for its interoperability, for transactions, or even security if they wish. And we are in a scenario that still greatly resembles the Cosmos SDK, which is in fact the blockchain development kit offered by Cosmos, only better, because they have implemented their token, the POL, which will be in the middle of all that. And we can clearly see that POL is actually used in all the elements, and that's the goal. And that's why it's extremely interesting the way in which they developed. That, and it's even more than an announcement because they already have more than 80 instantiations, which is enormous for a project of this scale. And they are still moving forward very, very quickly. It's once again a of the great forces of Polygon. So we are going to look ahead to the courses in which we are going to do an overview on Polygon, in which we have a large accumulation phase, which lasted from 2019 to 2020, before having the big acceleration, then the second, therefore first phase of the 2021 bull run with the advent of decentralized finance. Second phase of the bull run with precisely November, October, November, December, January, in which we had a Polygon, which was very active until December 2021, when we had a BTC, which was wallowing at that time, and which gave us a very nice reaccumulation of Wickoff in BC, Arkansas, ST, SAO with the ST, which takes the liquidity of the BC. So we are indeed in a reaccumulation, and the sign of weakness which is not that deep, where we see that we instantiated ourselves just in the reaccumulation zone that we had there before the acceleration here, and in which we structured a very nice accumulation with a lateralization which was also very strong because we had an upward acceleration which led us to a MATIC at 1.6, which was finally 155, 156, which was in fact at the beginning of 2023, with the whole period of setting up here of Polygon's ZKVM with precisely the launch of Hermes, therefore, which is Polygon's ZKVM. Then we had this breathing phase in which we went to retest a rather classic zone, except that we had some very, very strong news here. 6 of 5 joints, which was finally the week of June 5th, which was the SEC's announcement of wanting to pursue almost all altcoins. That's it. All layers 1, all layers 2. Everything that has cryptos that are not BTC and half-aught Ethereum. But Ethereum is not still recorded. So obviously, almost on all the blockchains and all the layers, we had this candle which arrived, in which we had a moment of fear, and then we lateralized in this part, before accelerating again bullish, in which we have not managed to consolidate above this level, so to return above the important level, which is really for me this level of the SEC, okay? It is really important to consolidate above the 0.9. If we consolidated above the 0.9 there, we will have a sign which will be very bullish. In fact, we have a retest period, which is expected for me here at 0.65. I always keep it in mind, even if we are on standby for the preparation of an alt season. We can clearly see that we have a Polygon, MATIC, which has not exploded, which manages to hold up well with the acceleration of BTC, which has retraced greatly compared to what we have been able to know. We have not consolidated above 90 centimes. So for me, there is still an acceleration phase, very strong that we could have with the break of the 90 centimes to reach very quickly levels like the 1415 in the short term, medium term, if we ever have the start of an alt season, before to have a big acceleration, because we could very well have a wave 1, wave 2, and therefore prepare wave 3, 4, 5 to be the big wave 3 of the cycle that we have known, therefore wave 1, 2, 3. This big 3 is composed in fractality of heliotist waves, with wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for a target for me on the Pol, therefore the MATIC in the 1618, therefore the golden number of Fibonacci extension on this bullish impulse with a Pol which would touch the 5. So a very good target with a very good evolution for an asset which is nevertheless very solid, and which has proven to be one of the leaders in the field and to be able to adapt whatever happens to different narratives, and to systematically offer very strong technological bricks, and this is also what is strong at MATIC's level. And that's why it's a project that I'm very much behind, because for me it can be one of the leaders on the next bull run, or even the next one. And it's a team that has shown that they are capable of instantiate over time, and not all of them have managed to do that, and not all of them have an ecosystem of more than 30 decentralized applications. It's huge! I hope you like this video. If so, don't forget to leave me a like and a comment. It supports the work I do. And above all, it makes me happy. We'll meet again tomorrow 7 for the daily to come back to the news, and at the same time BTC and cryptos, it's tomorrow 7.